Just give you an idea what the headlights looked like before. I'm getting ready to put new headlight assemblies in my mom's car, her Toyota Camry, and this is what it looks like on low beam. That's what it looks like on high beam. Trust me, it doesn't light up very wide at all, and it's not even completely dark out yet. But you can't just drive around with your high beams on. That's what she's got when she's driving down the road. And my mom drives 50 miles to and from work every day, and a lot of times it's dark when she comes home. So tomorrow's Mother's Day. I bought her a new set of headlights on Christmas, and she didn't want to put in right then because she needed her car too much. But we're gonna hook her up now, and I'll show you what they look like afterwards. I'll be back. So these are the old lights. As you can see, that's not gonna work. These are the ones I got my mom for Christmas this year. Actually, last Christmas. But tomorrow's Mother's Day, and we got to make sure she can see. So I've been anxious to open these up and look at them. I just didn't want to lose any pieces and stuff. I also have a set of HID bulbs that I'm going to put in, but that can be done after I get the assemblies installed. I like them already. Oh yeah. So look at the difference. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to help her see a lot better at night. So we'll be back when we start tearing it down. Rick with Classic Truck Rescue. Mother's Day 2018. Just doing a quick refurbishing on the front end of my mom's car. I did some video last night and showed what it's like to drive it with these headlights on it, and it's not very nice at all. But since I have to pull the front bumper to replace them, I'm going to go ahead and sand it down and repaint some of these scuffed up areas. So first thing I'm going to do is pull the license plate off. You don't have to do that on yours. What you may want to do is put tape around all the edges of the bumper itself, wherever it meets up with other body parts, to keep it from getting scuffed. I'm not going to worry about that because it's already scuffed. The tools you'll need for this job: there's a new headlight cover, as you can see, much better than the old ones. The only tools you're going to need for this is a flat blade screwdriver, a small flat blade screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver, and you should have a trim removal tool. I can't find them right now, so I'm using a putty knife. I'm also going to use my Makita cordless impact just to speed things up, with a bit for the 10mm. That's another thing you're going to need, is a 10mm socket, extension, and ratchet. Like I said, I'm going to be using this and my Phillips bit that goes in it in lieu of the ratchet and Phillips screwdriver whenever I can. Like I said, get yourself a roll of painter's tape, save yourself some grief, cover up those edges. And the first thing you're going to want to do is jack the car up. It's not absolutely necessary to jack the car up. You can get the bumper off without doing that. I'm doing it for two reasons. One, just to make it easier. Two, because I wanted to light up the bottom of the car to show you the first screws that you need to take out. And three, if you jack it up just a little bit in the front, it's going to make it a lot easier because you're going to do a lot less crouching and bending over. It'll keep all this stuff at about waist height. Anyway, very first thing you're going to want to do once you get the car elevated is, of course, support it with jack stands. But then you're going to remove this lower shielding. There's two pieces, a left piece and a right piece, and all you do is go around the front, and you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Also, my mom's got a little issue right here. There's not really much I can do about this. Probably just trim this part off. It got damaged previously, and I repaired it, but then it got re-damaged. So we're just going to trim that off for Mom, and, so it doesn't look quite as bad from the front. So yeah, pull the first 2 bottom pieces of shielding. Also, there's a bolt right here in the middle, 10mm. By the way, these are 10mm or Phillips. You can use a 10mm socket or a Phillips screwdriver on those. So get those 2 pieces of shielding off first, and then I'll show you what to do next. There are also some of these little push clips, 2 on each one, I believe. Some of my mom's are missing, but how you remove these is you stick your screwdriver in between the pieces right there. Mom's are just gonna fall out. Yeah. Anyway, pry that thing out. When we get to a stage where we're pulling one of those, and you may want to get some more of those, but anyways, you pry that little head out, and then the clip comes out. My mom's are all brittle, half of them are missing. I'll see about getting some new ones, and but I would definitely, you know, maybe just buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, buy 6 of these before you go to do this job, because these are at the bottom of the car where all the water goes and the road grime and everything. Chances of them being reusable aren't all that good. But once you get all those out, just put your 2 pieces of shielding on the bottom of the car aside. And that's all that's really holding it on the bottom. As you can see, it really loosens it up quite a bit when you get those bolts off. You can see the whole bumper's kind of moving around there. I think Mom's car might be missing some hardware in certain places, but we'll go ahead and secure it everywhere it needs to be secured when we put it back together. I'll be back. So once you have everything undone on the bottom and your splash shield's out of the way, you want to come over here to the side, and there's a little lock right here that you rotate 90 degrees. Usually it'll pop when it comes unlocked. This is where you want to use your trim tool. I don't have one, so I'm going to just use this putty knife to pry that out. Once it's out, you can see that it's loose right there from the inner fender. Thanks for your help, honey. Yeah, I could do that right. Anyway, then you'll want to come up here to your inner fender. Pry the inner fender away, and there will be a 10mm bolt right there that will probably need to be sprayed on the top side up here with a little bit of penetrating fluid. I'll do that now. After you get that lubed up, pull that bolt out. So once you get that bolt out and the lock on one side, go repeat the same procedure on the other side. Once you have your bottoms and sides loose, you go to the very center of the top of the front and pull this bolt out. Next step is to remove these 2 rubber, they're hood cushions actually, but they also hold the bumper on. One on each side. Put those away. And then the final thing holding your bumper on is, well, that one's missing. Hopefully there's one over here. Yeah, you'll have one on each side. There's just one on the driver's side on this car, but there's a little push pin right there, and sometimes you can get to it from behind, and it looks like we're going to have to on that one. If you can't get to it from behind, you're going to have to get a really tiny screwdriver. What is going? Oh my god, that pushed through. Anyway, that's supposed to push up, not through. Like I said, Mom's car's had a few issues. I'll find that later. Anyway, once you get one of these out from each side here and here, where there wasn't one, your bumper's ready to remove. Once you have all the bolts out, go over to one side, grab as much as you can, and just kind of give it a quick pop. That's just rocks dropping. Clips are fine. And do the same thing on the other side. Oh, that's right, we don't have to do that on this side on Mom's. We're actually going to have to do something to make it stay secure when we put it back. But with that done, the bumper's ready to pull off. My mom's car has fog lights. Also, my mom's car is equipped with fog lights, although this one I'm going to have to look at. Something's messed up with the mounting. These two tabs should be under this lip right here. Yeah, this side's in right. But my mom's car has fog lights, and to be completely honest, I wasn't aware of that because they sit down pretty low. But I don't ever remember anyone using fog lights in my mom's car, so I'm going to test them and see if they work before I disconnect them. But when it might be easiest to disconnect these when the bumper's still on the car, while after you pull the shielding off of the bottom. When you go to remove it, you just depress that tab right there and pull them straight out the bottom. It's easiest to remove the fog lights by just pulling the one screw on each side, pulling that out and letting it hang. You just pull that screw, they tilt up, slide out, and let them hang. There's two screws right here and here that hold the grill in. Also, I'm going to take this center emblem out right here because, like I said, I'm going to be painting this, and if I don't have to mask that off, it's a lot easier. But like I said, pull the two screws out and the grill should come out. Looks like it clips in right here, like you just squeeze these clamps forward and push them out, but just less stuff to mask off. Back on to removing your headlight assemblies. You have one 10mm bolt on each side. And then you have one right here on the top. And there's one here at the front on top. Pull those 3 bolts out. You have to wiggle this corner up just a hair to get it over the lock. There you go. Pull the assembly out. There's that little pin I lost earlier. Then you unplug your 3 lights. Sometimes they're a little corroded and a little dirty. Just take that loose, and then you've got a little loom on the bottom down here that just slides off. And that's one side out. Repeat that procedure on the other side. Just give you a better shot of what the difference is between the old one and the new one. The new one comes with this protective shield on it. You just peel that off, and you can see there's a night and day difference there. So I checked both of my mom's fog lights down there, and the bulbs are good. Actually, I had to go online to look up how to turn the fog lights on, because there's a little tiny ring of a switch around the headlight switch that you have to turn, but they're not working. So I'm thinking that might be a fuse, and I'm also thinking it might be a fuse that's been out ever since she got the car, because like I said, I had no idea this thing even had fog lights, but we'll look at that. I was gonna show you how to install the actual bulbs into the new headlight assemblies right now, but some of her headlights looked questionable. They all worked, they just weren't bright, but a couple of them had a lot of black stuff on the outside of the glass, so I sent Jamie down to get some new bulbs. A couple things I addressed real quick since I had everything apart. Some of these lights are a little bit difficult to get to when they're installed in the car. I noticed that her high beam lights had these dark spots on them, which they still worked, but that's an indicator that they're getting ready to go out. So we went ahead and we upgraded her to some bright white lights there. Also, I noticed her peanut bulbs. See how they're dark and chrome looking? That means those are getting ready to go out, so got her a couple of those. And one of the turn signal lights has a burnt filament in there, and you can see a little bit of black on that lens right there. Went ahead and got her a set of those. So but her high beam lights looked really good, and they worked really good. They're the only reason you could even see at night in that car, so we'll leave those be. And like I said, now's the best time to upgrade and make sure all your lights are bright and good and working well. Another thing, I didn't show it, but when you remove the old bulbs from the housing, you rotate them counterclockwise a little, and then they pop out. When you put them in the new ones, the new housings that I have come with little covers over where the bulb goes to keep debris from getting in there. Pull those off, put your new bulbs in, and rotate them clockwise till they snap into place. Same thing with the peanut bulb up there in the corner and the turn signal lens. Rotate them to the left to remove them, and to the right to install them. Once you have all of your light sockets in, you can go ahead and install it on the car. Just plug everything back in the way that it came out and reverse the procedure to put your headlights back together. Okay, so there you have it. Mom's new lights installed. Low beams in the middle. Look at how bright those brights are. She's going to be lighting up the sky. Anyway, so once you get them all in, test them before you put the bumper on. The last thing you're going to want to do is to adjust the height of the headlights. The headlight adjustment screw is right there where my finger's at. And what you want to do is when you turn that screw, right there, right here, it raises and lowers the height of the main low beam headlights. So what you want to do is measure from the center of this bulb, and you'll be able to see the center of it when the lights are off. Measure from the center of this bulb down to the ground and take that height. We'll say let's say that's 24 inches from the center of this bulb to the ground. If that's 24 inches, go to your garage wall, or what I will be using on this one is that container right there. you'll want to measure up 24 inches and put a piece of tape across your garage door right there. Back the car up 25 feet from the line that you have going across, and then you will want to raise or lower the headlights with that adjusting screw I showed you until, let's assume that that line right there is your line that shows how high your headlights are. You'll back up 25 feet from that line with the headlights on while it's dark, and you will want to adjust that screw that I showed you until the driver's side beam is 4 inches below that line, and until the passenger side is 2 inches below that line. And the reason that you want the driver's side a little bit lower than the passenger side is so that you're not blinding oncoming drivers, and that you still have good beam for the side of the road with the passenger side. That's how you adjust them. Thanks for watching. If you're waiting on the bumper stuff, hang around. Otherwise, put your car back together. Peace out. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going for the show paint job here. Just trying to make it one color again. Like I said, I'm not going for the show paint job here. Just trying to make it one color again. Once you get all the edges feathered, get it as smooth as you can. Go into finer grades of paper. I actually had to take a grinding wheel to some parts of this bumper, but it's all cleaned, and I'll do a little more smoothing. Then I'm going to spray it with high build primer, and I'll be back. Well, an update. As far as the bumper refurbishing, follow the steps that I showed you. I started to put paint on Mom's bumper over there. Actually, I was just putting the primer on it, and it's just hideous. I've cobbled that bumper together 3 or 4 times, and it's been repainted before. And as you know, my mom's car is actually in really nice condition, and it runs and drives really good. And that was a big upgrade and everything, and I'm not comfortable with putting a scuffed up, 3 times painted, torn up piece of junk bumper on the front of it. So we're gonna go with a new bumper on the front of Mom's car and just do it right. This car can last her another 10 years easily, and there's no reason for her to have to drive around with a cobbled together looking car when she has a nice car. So anyway, hope you appreciated the instructional video on the headlights. I'm really happy with that upgrade. The problem is the headlights look so nice that I don't feel like I can get away with putting an ugly bumper on there. And I think if we put a new bumper on there, properly painted, the matching color, this car will be returned to its former glory, because it really is in nice shape. I mean, my mom does actually take pretty good care of her vehicles. It's immaculate inside. I mean, and she doesn't smoke or anything, so it still smells nice. And oh, gotta remember the Mother's Day balloons. Anyway, so that's the plan. Gonna hook Mom up with a new front bumper to go with her new headlights, and she'll be good for another 10 years in this car, and many more miles. So, Classic Truck Rescue, rescuing a Camry. Peace out. Yeah.
This is the same car?
Doesn't it look nice? Oh. Well, they didn't do a complete paint job on it. Let's try to...
Looks good.
This is where it had a big old dent and a rattle can paint job right here. They took a lot of paint off of it that was not original to the car, but that's what looks good. Look at that. New headlights, new bumper.
Wow.
Fresh paint. Looks good. And this is for Mom. My mom will not...
That's for your mom?
My mom will not let you pick up the tab anywhere you go. She'll argue with the waitresses and bartenders and threaten them. And but she's not here for this tab. So my mom's done a lot for me. I'm gonna go ahead and write a check on this one. She's earned it. She does a lot for me. She's gonna get mad, but there's nothing she can do about it because she doesn't know Randy. Also, Randy, come on out and say hi. This is my neighbor Randy. Can you walk?
Hi, Randy.
Can you walk back out here and kind of get the front of his thing and zoom in on his sign over there? Randy did this job super reasonably, and I've seen a lot of their paint jobs. They do excellent work down here. Colby Collision.
Get over there. Come on.
Oh, jeez. They've seen me before.
This is Randy. A lot of people have met him in my other videos. He's always helping us out. Colby Collision, off Maxburg and 213 in Liberal, and he did this more than reasonably, and they all went over the top on Mom's car, and it looks good. Thank you, buddy.
This is Al. Oh.
You know I like
This guy's laugh cracks me up. Every time he laughs, I can't stop laughing. Stop laughing.
Well, Mom's car's all done. Mom's out here, got it. Good smiling. Love you.
Love you. Thank you.
Yep, she loves it. And
Great job.
she spent the night at a motel out by our place last night so we could drive it at night, and the lights light up the road real nice. And the fog lights work.
Checking.
Yeah, looks good. Love you, Mom.
Love you. Maybe she could videotape it.
She better be. Happy Mother's Day. We brought something for you in the trunk, Mom.
It's not a body, is it?
Oh, they got heat stroke.
That's okay.
They'll be all right. Mom had fun today.
Too much fun.
Mom, you're fabulous. You are. I love
So are you.
And I want to show this window. You got another one in there. When I saw this, Mom, you deserve the best Mother's Day ever. Isn't that nice? See, you have to put that in front of that.
Okay. Will
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
Gotta take it to work.
And then she got a little present from her car. It used to be a handprint because I've been sanding on her car. So my hand's been turning red. And then I put it there and it says, Happy Mother's Day from your car. Can you see that?
No.
You didn't get that? I thought that was cute.
Yeah. Everything you do is always cute.
All right.
And it has some wonderful sayings. I don't have my glasses on.
Well,
but
let me say it for you.
Okay.
Because when I saw this card,
Yep.
it said everything. I'm old enough now to really appreciate the sacrifices you've made and the love you give. To see how many roles and responsibilities you juggle every day, and she does and always has. And to understand it's not as easy as you make it look to handle everything as well as you do. You're amazing.
I try.
And today I'm celebrating you for being an inspiring woman, because you do inspire me.
Quit covering her face up then.
And the great mother you are. I love you so much. Happy Mother's Day. Hope you have a wonderful one. Hope you did. I love you, Mom.
And I did. And Jamie.
Oh, and then
And I love you.
Mom's
too.
like, no, after the restaurant, I'm taking an Uber home here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that Uber driver is not going to want to carry this log, because you haven't even seen this yet.
No. Whoa. Did he get it up? Can I take it to work tomorrow? I'm not quite sure.
Look at
Oh,
that.
wow, cool. That is really cool.
And they said my mom will use that stump long after those roses are gone.
Gotta get them
You got
in.
food in there, don't slam that. Get the crab out of there.
Get them in.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Get them in the cool so they maybe will come back.
Oh yeah, they did get a little hot in there, didn't they? I was worried about that.
They might come back.
I think if you leave them out tonight, Mom.
Give them a drink.
Yeah, I was just taking a break. That stump's heavier than it looks.
I am taking that to work tomorrow, so
It's heavy.
that's okay. Here, take all this stuff and see if I can pull it.
No.
No?
I'll take your stuff, but
Hey, have we arm wrestled lately?
no, you gave up on that 20 years ago.
Because you kept losing.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
Okay, maybe. That is pretty heavy, but it's very beautiful. I might figure a way to get it out to work anyway.
Let's just keep it alive for now.
All right.
But we got to put that 12th rose in there.
Okay. Let's see.
All right. Love you, Mom. Peace out.
Okay.